Alright, so something a little different today. Oh look, it's a normal Honda Shadow. Until you get, oh wait a minute. What's going on here? So as you can see, I'm almost finished with the tack welding and mock-up. As you can see, so we have these two bars up here which connect to this thing. This thing's like solid aluminum pretty much, and it is strong enough to pick up the bike. So, and that's not the only mount point for the top. So for the bottom, we have the original frame rails from the bike that's way heavier than this. So that should be fine. Then we got this little bar here, which I'm kind of like, nah. So I didn't want this one alone to take all of the stretch, right? So instead of having just this one, we have this one as well, which will give it not only more resistance to that, but also to this. So more side to side, because yeah, the more metal you have in there, the better. And this is also all removable. This is bolt on, that's bolt on, this is bolt on, and also the support bar, there it is, that's gonna go across here, bolts to the shock mount, because those are nice and sturdy. So there's the brackets for the shock mount. Most of these parts just came from old junk stuff I had laying around. These are actually the front forks off of an old scooter. And these are like solid steel. It's not cast, you can tell by the way it cuts. It's not cast, so it won't snap, but these things are thick. It will not break those. It'll snap the tubes way before it breaks these. So yeah, that's on that end. I'm gonna weld that, something like that, so that it can connect to there. So you'll have two bars at the top, you know, stopping it from doing this, and you'll have two bars at the bottom stopping it from doing this. And you'll have 4 bars on each side stopping it from doing this. And again, 4 bars, actually it'd be 8 bars in total stopping it from doing that. It should be good enough. Right now, the only bars that are connecting everything together are these two, and the bottom 2 that connect to the center stand mounts. And already, like, it's not even fully welded up yet. Alright, so I think it's time. We're gonna test if she can hold her own weight. It looks like it's sitting on the center stand, but it's really not. It's sitting on those jacks. And the reason I use 2 jacks is so I could, you know, crank up one side just a little bit to level it out. That was probably one of the hardest parts about this project, was just lining everything up. You know, trying to make sure it was lined up this way and this way and this way. Like, man, it took me like probably a good day just to get everything lined up to the point where I was happy with it, because you don't want the thing like crab walking down the road and shit. So I did my absolute best to make sure everything is lined up perfectly. The measurements from here to here are the same on both sides, and I put a level on the swing arm and up here on this, and right, like, I'm checking everything that I can. Unfortunately, there's not much round spots or flat spots on this bike to work with, so I put a level here because that's flat. And it just so happens if I sit one on top of the gas tank right here, it seems to work pretty good. So everything should be, you know, pretty good. So that's about it. We got the top bars installed. I got to finish welding everything, but I want to do that when I take it off, so I can, like I said, really get in there and get on the welds. But that's how it's gonna be. So we got 2 bars for the top. We got this one. I might put a washer in there to tighten that up, but it's fine. So yeah, we got these two big BCs up here. We got this one down here, and this one down here, and they all come apart. So yeah, let's unload the jacks and push it off the center stand and see what happens. There might be some cracking noises. Like I said, everything's just tack welded together, so if something snaps off, I'll have to just kind of, stick her back on there and weld it back on. But yeah, let's see. So in theory, if I drop the jack, it should sit on the center stand. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's get that out of there. Now, this is going to be interesting because that wheel is not going to touch the ground. And I'm going to have to jack all this up again outside to get the rear end off. But for now, I just want to see if it'll hold its own weight. It should. So if we pull this out, the swing arm should drop until it hits the new frame. Yeah, like so. So now we have a wheel in the middle that doesn't do anything. But that's okay, because that's coming out. This wheel and this diff are coming out, and drive shaft straight across. So it is supporting its own weight. Is it pinching that hose? Nope. Okay, good. That wheel can't possibly touch the ground because the frame is stopping it. Which sucks, because I was kind of hoping we could do some middle wheel burnouts, but it's fine. I just noticed that back tire's got a little bit of a wibbly woo to it. Alright, toss that over, toss that over. This one bolt is loose, but I mean, if it's going to flex enough to harm that, then we got problems, so I'm not going to worry about it. There should be enough support everywhere else. Oh my god, oh my god! This could be a problem. God, I'm never going to be able to get it on the center stand for one. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Oh my god, there she is. Oh wow, it's got a bit of a... Oh, nothing broke yet. It's definitely heavier. Does this kickstand work? Oh, hell yeah, it does. That is great. Well, there you go. If one of my kickstands breaks off, I got a spare. So now this one should be too low. Yeah, now I can't put that one down too because it's too low. So let's see. If I pick it up and put it on this one. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Alright guys, so that's it. It's in one piece. As you can see, the center tire is not touching anything. It's supporting its own weight. Do we have suspension in the rear? No. Oh, it does move. Oh, it moves. That's good. I was worried that shock was going to be too stiff. Once I get all the crap put back on the rear, it might actually be good. We'll see. I might have to get a softer shock for it, but just for pissing around, I think that's going to work. Alright, so as you can see, we're working on the limo bike. She's almost there. There's a drive shaft in the middle now with a proper drive shaft carrier bearing with a nice strong mount. Drive shaft is detachable in case I need to change like a universal joint or the bearing, so that comes apart, or else I'd have to split the whole bike in half to get that drive shaft out. Right now I want to see what those pipes sound like. So that's a good, what, 8 foot of exhaust? Let's see what it sounds like. It might not be staying on there for the test drive. I just want to see what it sounds like. Why is it so quiet? That's what an 8-foot exhaust sounds like. That's straight pipe too, there's no baffles in there. It sounds okay at idle, but under throttle it's a little much. How much gas are we losing? No, not much. And then if we go to actual straight pipe, let's see here. Yeah, it definitely quiets it down a little bit. Here, I'll show you what it sounds like on the headers. I think it sounds cool like that. Huh. Alright, well, it works. It's actually quieter than I thought it would be. These don't get hot instantly because they're shock tubes, so it takes a while for them to warm up. Alright, so the 8-foot exhaust will work. It might still need a baffle though. At wide open, she's going to be pretty loud. Alright, I think it's finally time for testing. Everything's just tack welded together because I have a funny feeling I'm going to have to send this drive shaft off to a machine shop to be at least straightened, because it's going to wobble, that's for sure. I don't have any like dial gauges or any of that fancy stuff to work with, so this is just how good it is. So I'm just going to put it in first gear and slowly let the clutch out, see if anything, you know, weird happens back here. This is still a little bit loose, but that's fine. Don't worry about that. Now we'll go for second gear. Now there's definitely a little bit of a wobble there, but it's working. Does it make any noises if I put pressure on the tire? Nope. I was wondering if the bearing would try and shift. There you go, guys, it's working. She's a little wobbly, but we can fix that later. How bad does it get if I rev it? It's got a little wobble to it, it's fine. For test riding the bike, that should be just fine. I'll tighten up the bolts and see what it handles like. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I wonder if the wobble's going to get worse if I tighten those. Yeah, we'll find out.